Tell me when we're live.
Who am I to
Live.
look at you?
Well, yeah, me, you, them, whatever. Hey guys, we are back for our last video of the day, and fittingly so because one of my most respected judges in the room and one I respect the most is Akin Konizi.
Keeping you late as usual.
You know why he keeps me late? Because he takes the time to look at every bloody hair. That's what we want. We want judges that have that care factor, not only with the care factor, but the skill factor. So, you guys have heard enough from me. Akin, talk to me. How are you today with the judging process?
Listen, I've been over to Australia a couple of times and I feel a part of your industry. I feel like I want to help develop it. I want to be a part of who you guys are. And I think today I had mixed feelings. I saw some work that really inspired me, was really cool. And I mean cool.
Yep.
Okay, and I saw some work that wasn't cool. I saw work that is coming away from being real.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, hair needs to be pleasing, attractive, if not to everybody, but to the chosen people. So if it's not attractive to hairdressers, not attractive to other people, who's it attractive to? Fashion needs to have relevance. And I think that we need to make sure that our hair work is relevant to beauty, fashion, people, making people feel good, making people feel different, making people feel part of a tribe, making them feel like they've got something that's really special in their head, you know, like a really special pair of trainers or a special suit that's been made beautifully. You know, that's where industries develop by being led by the best skill, the best craftsman, the best work. And I'd like to see less wigs. I mean, you know, I do talk out about wigs. I have total respect for people that use wigs, don't get me wrong. But I don't have respect for wigs that look like $50 wigs, that don't fit properly. Okay? So hair should fit. Like a beautiful hat, like a beautiful blouse, like a, you know.
It's got to be beautiful.
Yeah.
One thing you mentioned was, I was asking Akin, after he finished his judging, we went back to the main category, Australian Hairdresser of the Year, and I wanted to know why he chose his winner. And I asked every judge this on video, actually. And one thing that you said to me that was really, really on point with, I think, feedback that everybody should take home, and I want you to elaborate on it. He said, this collection here, all these girls, I'd love to sit across the room at dinner. Which meant there was an attraction, there was a beauty about every female in that collection that has to transcend or translate rather into the collection. Tell me more about what you meant by that.
You could be sitting across the table from a punk rocker. You could be sitting across the table from somebody who's very commercial. You could be sitting across the table from somebody from whatever tribe it is. But that person needs to look good within their tribe. You don't want fashion victims. You want people that look good amongst their peers, amongst their crowd. So whatever the crazy hairstyle is, that's okay. But she still needs to look good. The girl still needs to look good, or the guy needs to look cool. You know. And when I look at a collection, I don't. If I'm seeing 6 pictures, I don't want to see 2 great pictures and 4 rubbish ones, okay? Because that tells me that person got lucky. Right? I'll rather see 4 good pictures and 2 not very good ones, because I can see that person's developing. Because what I'm doing when I'm looking at pictures is getting into the head of that hairdresser to see if they know what it is they're looking at, to see if their hands are working, to see if their comb is combing right, to see if they understand the aesthetic of what is the right way. Comes from a classical understanding of what hair should look like. That comes from the 30s, 40s, 50s, right up to the 80s, and then even as far as the 90s. All of those elements are in there of the skill in our craft. And then each generation takes that and uses those skills and methods that they've learned into their own translation and their new fashion, and I'm happy with that. I want to see new things. But we're not artists. You know, we can't throw away a bad haircut. Can't throw away a bad climb. We have to keep it, right? That means we're craftsmen, right? You make a bad chair, you've got to sit on it. Okay? You can't just chuck it out the back. So everything that we do should have responsibility and should have a development.
I love that. Responsibility. So for those that are watching, And they think to themselves, oh, well, I gave it my best shot.
Yeah.
I gave everything I can, and
I saw those.
Maybe I don't have what it takes. How can they get better? How can they learn from someone like you? How can they? Who's teaching this? Where can they get these resources? If I'm a hairdresser at home and thinking, I threw everything I did on that collection, and for some reason it didn't final, or for some reason it doesn't end up winning. What is the first question?
Yeah.
Or what is the first, I guess, channel I can take to get better?
Okay, listen, I've been educating for 35 years, and I've never come across anybody who's not good enough. What I've come across are people that think they're not good enough and have given up. Skill is about practice. It's about research. It's about taking the criticism, taking the fact that you just keep on it and on it and on it until you get better and better. But you need to have the right leaders, you need to have the right educators, you need to have the right masters that you're following. So be looking maybe out of your circle, out of your box. Watch old films, right back to the 40s and 50s. Understand what hair should look like, and then make your adaptation of it. Learn from the best hairdressers. Education is absolutely key. I mean, I'm learning still every day, but it really is about how good you are with these.
Yep.
Right? How good you are with your comb. Not just your scissors, your
Yes,
comb.
yes.
Can you comb hair?
Yes.
And if you can't, keep practicing.
Yep.
How good are you at seeing? Stop cutting, because you know it looks beautiful now. Don't just keep cutting and then wait till it's finished.
Yes.
Yeah? Look and understand what it is you're trying to achieve, which
Yep.
is to achieve something that is beautiful.
Agreed.
And it's a skill level. So if you learn off of good people, and you ask for their feedback, hopefully you'll get an honest feedback, and it'll help you to develop.
I'm trying to convince this man to do more online education. I think you need to. I want you guys to comment if you would like to see more of how he's the best hair cutter on the planet. Literally, I mean, I'm not, as blowing smoke up your bum. 4-time British Hairdresser of the Year. But I have seen the man in action. I've sat there for 2 hours on one haircut watching him. Numerous times I've done this, and there's not one moment that I actually am bored or am not being literally blown away by the technique and the articulation of how he does it. Let me tell you, I'm not a hairdresser. So, not to get off on a tangent, we're here at the Australian Hair Fashion Awards judging, but we've got to get educated. Man, I don't know how we're going to grab your essence and squeeze it into an education portal, but that needs to be done.
My resistance to online education, I'm working on it, okay, because I need to reach a lot of people. Okay?
You have to.
But the way I work is like this. This is what you need to do. Are you listening?
Yes.
Because this is for your good, and I
Yeah.
like that connection with people, and I like to feel, I like to inspire them from the inside, and I do that one-on-one.
Yes.
Okay, because if I can see the interest in your eye, I will take you to the ends of the world. But to stand up and give it online education, if that's going to work and if that's the future, I'll do it. You know what? I'm not against futurism and progress and development, but the old-fashioned ideas often work quite well.
Yes.
All right.
Let me ask you though, who's your favourite hairdresser of all time? Will it be Vidal Sassoon? I'm guessing.
Guy called no,
No?
a guy that worked at Vidal Sassoon called Stacey Broughton.
Stacey Broughton.
Yeah, you may or may not have heard of him. He was my inspiration.
Stacey Broughton. Yeah,
Stacey Broughton, you may call
That's
him.
right, Stacey
Now,
Broughton.
the thing about Stacey Broughton is that
Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
yeah, he's kind of disappeared a little bit, but he for me was a real influence because not only did he do the most ugliest haircuts you ever seen in your life, but he would then go about and tweak them a little bit so that they became beautiful.
Wow.
You know that saying where you say something is so ugly that it's beautiful?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
There's no,
yeah.
If it's ugly, it's ugly.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
He made things that could potentially be ugly, then turn into beautiful.
Okay.
And he played with that. He was a real cheeky sod because he would do things to girls that I've never seen, that really mad things, but he could still turn it around.
But can I
he
YouTube
pushed
him now
it.
and see his work? Can
I
I see videos of him teaching?
I don't know what he's doing now. Possibly. I don't know what he's
my
doing
point to you is, we want to capture what you've got. Yeah, it's got to be done. I know you educate in a certain way, but You've got to capture what you do, man.
Speak to the right. You guys speak to the right people. I love Australia. I'll come out as often as you need me to come, and I'll try not to live there if I can help it. Right? But I love it out there. So if you want me out there, call me. I'll come. I'll teach. I'll do as much as I can with you guys. All right?
Best
I love it.
cutter in the world, guys. You should all know who he is, and I'm sure 99.9% of you do. Let's learn from the best. I think one of the reasons why I come here is because I want to connect the two worlds of hairdressing, and what better way than to learn from each other. And again, I take my hat off figuratively, staying on my head, to you and the way you work, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for your time here, man. Thanks a lot.
You.
Guys, I haven't slept for the last, I don't know, I've been up since 8 p.m. last night, but it's been an amazing day. I cannot wait to share the results with you guys. What a privilege it is for me to host these judges. From now till when we speak again, thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'll speak to you soon. See ya.